the man, yes sir, to kill the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for our legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. We still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dollars rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.
Oh boy, late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right. Look, we ain't telling you no lies. You best believe it. All right, we talk about on screen live action stuff, and it is extra real. All right, because we getting into that Boba Fett. All right, for reason. All right, now I got two young gentlemen up here ready to help me out. Oh, well, three. Sorry, excuse me, three. Say hey.
I wouldn't exactly.
What's up?
Hey, I wouldn't exactly call him a young gentleman. I would say he's definitely a gentleman, but that's an old soul in a little body.
So we'll start in the bottom square. Solar Gray, introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going? This is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. That's right. And of course, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/BID_P Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. and quite a few Saturdays as things are coming out more and more where we talk about role-playing games, hobbies, 3D printing, sword fighting, archery, and of course, I run games for various people like the ones that you happen to see on screen right now.
And right over here, the awesome writer, the one you need to look out for, Hannibal Taboo. Please introduce yourself.
What's good? My name is Hannibal Taboo. I'm the head comics reviewer at Bleeding Cool, going into my 19th year of reviewing comics professionally. That'll be March. I'll be marking 19 years. I also have a mix show on KQBH LP 101.5 in Los Angeles, or lpfm.la in your browser. That's 11 p.m. on Sunday nights, and it's on demand if you use It's Complicated on Twitter, ITSKOMPLICATED. You also will see, I believe, Project Wildfire from Second Sight Publishing in comic book stores this May. And what's the other thing I'm doing? Oh, and my reviews are on the iHeartRadio podcast, Nerdorama with Mo and Tawala, every Wednesday, and that's available for you. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, look, I'm glad to have y'all here, ready to barbershop it up. Let's see. How should we start this? Maybe. Okay. Well, the name of this episode is The Gathering Storm. Do you feel that the storm has been gathered? Mr. Taboo.
Well, I do feel, one, we're done with flashbacks. So I'm very happy about that. We are in the present. We are moving forward. We're moving into uncharted territory, which is where I like to go. I like to go into new stuff. So that's good. We got my man Black Cat. Oh, also, I learned this week that the actor who plays Black Chrysantan, which I was pronouncing it wrong apparently, is a brother. It's a brother in the Wookiee setup.
Oh, it's actually a brother up in the suit.
Black man playing a black Wookiee. I'm gonna need some time to digest that.
I love it. His name is I think Corey something or other. I gotta look it up again. But anyway, I was very happy to see that. And whereas normally you get Chewbacca on screen, you could talk Chewbacca out of doing something. It's like, okay, Chewbacca, maybe don't rip the arm off of this dude. Black Hair is like, oh, we ripping arms off of people. We doing that today. Catch this heat. So all of that was fantastic to me. I'm very happy to see that Boba Fett is girding himself for war in certain ways because the pikes are coming and there's no avoiding it. And best of all, nobody really has a larger story interest in the pikes. So if you murder them all, it's cool. It's totally cool in continuity. Nobody minds. So I'm very interested to see that happen and that development continue as we look at the series. I think we're finally ready to say, all right, y'all good? We set up all the pieces. All right, let's do something wild.
All right, and Mr. Cinematic Sorcerer, do you feel that the storm has been gathered?
The storm has been coming since episode 1. The Hut twins that came in, that was just a little bit of rain. That was just a little bit of rain coming down. You know, the bounty hunting Wookiee, you know, that was a wind. That right there, that was a wind. But yeah, now the storm is gathering. You know, I'm not gonna say there's an old white dude in all white sitting on a tower going, the board is set, because there are still a couple of pieces left. You know, there really are. Symbolized in the last line of the episode. You know, that was a really big thing. But yeah, that storm is coming. And again, it's been gathering since episode 1. You know, from the moment that we met the David Spade of the mayor with the you'd like a tribute. No, actually, I'm here to talk to you about what you owe us. Yeah, sitting on that throne isn't going to get you in to see the mayor any faster. You know, I mean, it was, you know, just, you know, that was the beginning of that was the clouds rolling in, you know. But I gotta say, like, that storm is gathering, and I gotta give it to the main character. Boba has seen it gathering for a while. That's why he's just been going, no, I'm cool. I'm just going to take a little bit of here. You know, got my little assassin here. Got my little biker gang over here. You know, this thing, I think I'm going to go get a Wookiee. I think I saw a Wookiee at the store. I'm going to go pick that up now. You know, I mean, that's what he's doing. That storm has been coming. And now we already know we're in that Kansas state where you start putting the plywood over the windows, you know. You know the tornado was coming. You know it's coming this month, so you're at Home Depot gathering up all of the plywood and the nail gun and stuff like that. So that's where he's at. I would say,
I'm from a place where we get hurricanes, and I used to work at a grocery store, so I know, you know, all the you know, canned goods, all the dry goods.
Gone. Yeah. Exactly. That's
nobody wants any bananas. No,
and bananas. Nah.
They come in cans. Cherries, grapes. You don't want that.
Do they? We'll take a can of cherries. Yeah, we'll take some cranberry sauce. That'd be good. You know.
Clever Little Vixen says, anyone know where I can get some fresh Rancor? And then Ghost MKC says, let the Wookiee win. Yeah. So I want to say, you know what? Look, Jennifer, you tried. I don't know her name in the show. Her name is Jennifer. All right, Jennifer the Twillick. All right.
I don't know. I saw that scene.
You tried.
And I'm just like,
and I get it. I understand. You don't want people dying in your club. People dying in your club does not bring money. All right, but so I get you. It's like, look, how about this? You know what I'm saying? I get you another round, get some ladies up in here. You know, let's go and smooth this out.
I'll wipe your tab.
You know what I'm saying? I'll wipe your tab. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about these dudes. Look, we're going to go and get them up out of here. Black K was like, nah, I'm going to kill this dude. He's like, nah, killing is better.
See, I don't know. See, I literally don't trust the hot Twillick. I really don't. Because when you listen to what she was saying, she come up going, yeah, we get it. You the man. You this. You all that. Look at all that stuff. But times have changed and you old news. Just saying. But it's cool. It's cool. Like, you know, you are a great warrior and no one cares. And yeah, so I'll wipe your bar tab because I know you broke. So
Are you saying we should never trust a Twi'lek and a smile? Is that what you're saying right now?
True that.
Hey, I'm just saying, don't get me wrong. Jennifer Beals drives me out of my mind. Okay, I see her, I want to kiss her, meet her, love her. But yeah, I gotta say, I that Twi'lek's poison.
Make sure that his girlfriend can't see the stream, please. Make sure you check on that.
Yeah. So, Clever Little Vixen
Please,
said
my girl knows she's poison.
The Clever Little Vixen said the talk seemed to be working, but I was pretty sure she lost him when she basically called him a has-been. Yeah,
exactly what I was saying.
Yo.
Yeah, thank you, Vixen. Thank you. Because it took me back to Falcon and Winter Soldier, where Sam was like, it's always that last sentence. Always that last sentence. It's you're great. You were feared. Your name is this. Your name is that. We know how badass you are. We know how wonderful you are. You were the king of the fighting pigs that are gone. And everything she's saying was undercut with a backhanded compliment, It's like those days are over. You got no place here. You were great. Now we ain't got no use for you. That's what I heard. And I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to my therapist about it on Thursday. I don't know. It's the thing.
But Geeky Andre said,
cut you deep, Shrek.
Yeah. Geeky Andre says Wookiees and Trandoshans have been rivals for years. Trandoshans used to come to the Wookiees' homeworld and hunt them for sport and their hides. So, I mean, of course, Black K got to be like, look, just on GP, I got to take y'all down. You know what I'm saying? Look,
all the boots with the white laces, yeah.
And I can't go back home because they done exiled me from my home. But at least if they know I'm out here putting in work when it need to be worked, then they can be like, all right, word. They can be like, he exiled, but respect. You know what I'm saying?
You can take the Wookiee out of Kashyyyk, but you sure as heck can't take the Kashyyyk out the Wookiee.
That's what I'm saying. I like that Boba Fett is honestly trying. And also we know he's fully healed now. You know what I'm saying? He's in the pool, he's out of the pool, he's fully healed. But he tried. He's like, look, let me have a dinner, a nice Thanksgiving spread. And he got the good cheese, the sandwiches with the sandwiches with no crust on it. All that. Did all the nice things, you know what I'm saying? Brought out the good
grapes
silverware.
at the table, all that, but
yeah, the china that your mama don't let you use, like all that. He brought that all out. The crystal that like your grandmama had, now your great grandmama had, your grandmama had, now your mama had, and like can't nobody touch it until it's like Christmas dinner or something. He brought all that out. All right.
Yeah.
And then they tried to disrespect him. And he had to be like, oh, y'all thought the pit was empty. Oh, there's a new occupant.
Oh, no, not even that. It was, well, why shouldn't we kill you now? Because we're sitting on my Rancor pit? Well, hold up. When'd you get a Rancor pit? Oh, I thought that was in the other room. No.
It's here.
Would you like some more ham?
And here's the thing that he was really relaxed about in that scene that I really felt. Because Boba Fett is like, let's see, my body count is, okay, I definitely don't have enough fingers. But my body count is, and I'm wearing Beskar right now. So if y'all start blasting, you're going to have a hard time unless you get a headshot real quick. And I'm still pretty spry, so I wouldn't bet on it. You ain't got enough people here. You in my house? In my house? With my security setup? From the Bomar monks from when this was originally, they really came to Tatooine? Bam. Think this through. Y'all collectively or individually can't murk me. So, and I got a Rancor.
It did seem to be a lot of tough talk when I'm like, even if you don't like respect his his crime boss management skills, I don't know if you can put that down on a resume, but even if you don't respect that,
he was a project manager.
You got to respect that. You got to respect that, hey, maybe we shouldn't threaten this guy because even if he has to go back into some gangster-ish, you know what I'm saying, he ain't got no problem with that. And like,
where he came from.
He survived a good amount of stuff where it's probably not a good look. especially when we got Black K up in the spot, like holding it down. It seemed like he was like, look, hey, want to be, you want to come to death row. You know what I'm saying? You tired of people, you know what I'm saying, using your services. All right.
Dancing in your videos.
Please don't tell me you were comparing Boba Fett to Suge Knight. Because one of these two characters actually has a little bit of decorum and self-control.
Yo, Suge Knight ran over a dude 2 times and said that he was legally blind.
Like I said, one of the dudes has decorum and so, I'm saying don't be comparing don't be comparing Boba to Suge. He's better than that.
I'm just saying, if the Star Wars Vanilla Ice end up hung over a balcony, don't be surprised.
Yep. Hey, look, tried to tell y'all. Tried to tell you, didn't want to listen.
Look, I just don't want to see a Wedge Antilles pool party video, okay?
Oh. Yo, the Wedge Antilles pool party.
I don't want that.
Yo,
first
on
of all,
the sneak. On the sneak.
You got to be to have a pool on Tatooine. You know how baller you got to be?
Thank you. Yo. I feel
it would
like
be
the
on
pool
indoor. Thank you.
I feel like the whole pool would evaporate in like 2 hours. You got to swim past. Like,
basically.
Or get taken over by the Justice League. But
so Antoine Allen said, did anyone catch the forward chin scratch like the Godfather that Boba did at the table?
Yes. Yes,
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that.
I really did.
It.
Yeah,
so
that was very much an homage to the Godfather. From the whole table sitting up to him being like, well, if you're not gonna side on me, just stay neutral.
Yeah.
So that's an offer you can't refuse.
That's a good thing that he got. At least they'll stay out the way. I feel like Blade 2.
No, they won't.
Thank you. I feel like Blade 2, when Whistler they go and meet the vampires, the vampire crew, and the vampire like granddaddy or whatever. And the descriptions are very interesting on NERDSoul. Like, oh, vampire granddaddy, like, the old one. So Whistler was like, what do you think? Blade said, sounds like a plan. He said, what do you really think? He said, they're going to F us the first chance they get.
Mm-hmm. Again.
And that little scene, it's true. It's like, what you think? Sounds like a plan. What you really think? Oh, yeah, we in trouble.
That whole, you trust them? I trust them to look out for their own best interest.
Yeah.
So we need to build an army. I mean,
and you need to be ready to fight the second that the first fight is over.
Remember when you guys asked what we were expecting from this show or what we wanted to see? And I said a Godfather-like baptism scene where he solidifies his powers by taking out the heads of all the 5 families at once. That's what I see this as a setup. Yeah, I mean, it just like the table scene in The Godfather, that was set up for that. So I'm seeing a lot of homages here, and that's
which is technically also an homage to Revenge of the Sith, when they gathered all the heads of the separatists on Mustafar and said, "We're gonna take care of you. I'm sending Lord Vader to take care of you right now." Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Well, we expected a reward."
Oh, they got a reward, all right. It's gonna be in heaven.
Their eternal reward.
Your reward is
that or the John Travolta thing of, I want you to take care of my wife. You mean take care of her? No. Take her out. Show her a good time.
You mean take care of her? Like, look. No. Just like, I don't know, coffee and I don't know, like a walk or something. Don't kill her.
Like Mouse and Devil in the Blue Dress. If you didn't want them dead, why'd you leave them with me?
Also, guest starring Jennifer Beals again. Can't trust a twirl and a smile.
Man,
can't trust
it. But I understand, as someone who's probably buying and selling to both sides, but just kind of like runs a club, a little club / gambling hall or whatever. It's like, look, dead people in your club is bad for business, or maybe that helps the mystique. Like, yo, man, look, shoot, you don't never know what's going to happen there. Like, maybe that helps. The I don't know, I guess the patronage or something. They feel like, yo,
People
man, this
die
wild.
all over Tatooine every day. People die all over Tatooine all the time because Tatooine is like space. It's trying to kill you all of the time.
Yo.
So, okay, if it's in a club, if it's in the street, if it's to the crate dragon, if it's to the Harryhausen monster in the desert, whatever.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna compare it to like the Wild West, but Deadwood had better dialogue. But yeah.
Shouts to Hannibal giving us the Cameron and Paid in Full. You know, people die every day, B. You tough, right? You know what I'm saying? Yo, Paid in Full, if you haven't seen it, is a classic. It's not a classic, but is a classic. All right, you need to watch that movie. That movie is like, it's just so, everything is great about that movie. Like, yo, people die every day, B. People get shot every day. Like, bruh. I want to look at that
character.
Don't worry about it.
I want to look at that character like Quark from Deep Space Nine, but seriously, I'm seeing a little too much Taylor in her. Like, you know, she's coming in, she's smiling, she's being diplomatic, but I still think that she's the big bad. Like, this is literally me going, you know what? It's Mephisto the whole time. It's got to be her.
All along.
I'm so glad that Mephisto stuff is over. But all right, so we got the, you know, we talked a little bit about the now, but we saw some back in the day. We got a flashback. All right, we got a flashback.
It was good to see how those two teamed up because I'm like, how are they working together? The last time I saw the two of them, she was dead. She was killed by Mando.
Yep. We saw
no, she was killed by
episode.
Toro. She was killed by Mando's little would-be, kid, Toro Calican, I believe his name was.
Fake helper or whatever. Like, and we at the end of that episode, we see like someone come to her, but we don't know nothing. And we get to see, oh, okay. So you helping her out. Oh, okay. And then, you know, she got shot in the gut. He took her, and we get to see more cool, but also kind of like repurposed old tech. It's like someone making cyborgs, but is using pawn shop parts from like 10 years ago. It's like that. It's like that guy.
Can I talk about the importance of that scene? The importance of that scene. The brother who played the thing, he's a record producer named Thundercat,
and he's amazing.
Exactly. The fact that they put a hip hop person in this hip hop aesthetic, repurposing old things to create something new that you haven't seen before, was enormously layered to me. And I was like, yes, I feel you and I respect it. Come on, Thundercat, be a Star Wars.
And also, be told, that was the most Star Wars thing I have seen in any of these shows. Like, seriously, it really was. Like I said, I'm a little burned out on Jedi, and most people equate Star Wars with Jedi.
What means Star Wars is a largely in part to the Jedi. I gotta give them their props.
Yeah, they are, but they're not the totality of it. Like, most people forgot until that last of the sequels came out that Luke had a prosthetic hand, and it was like, yeah, most people did, because, you know, it's the whole Empire Strikes Back. We forget because we get so caught up on what else happened in that scene. I'm trying not to spoil it for 3-year-olds that might be watching the show.
No,
yeah, exactly. True. This is impossible. You know,
even though I was like, oh snap.
Everybody was, you know, but yeah, that scene where it was like, oh, yeah, that's right. People get machine parts all the time in Star Wars. And that's something that we just kind of forget until we see it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that was really nice. That really was. And I gotta give props to the actress, because if I thought I was left for dead in the middle of nowhere, and then I wake up feeling hungover, and I see a bunch of pistons and hydraulics in my gut, you know,
I'm probably gonna trip.
Yeah, and she tripped exactly the right amount. She was like, "Well, huh?" You know. So I thought that was
no more bikini season. No more bikini season for her.
Oh yeah, that's
you. You know, I'm with
Now,
somebody in the chat. Cover up all that beautiful machinery, please.
So I did want to say something about Thundercat. If you like sci-fi, Thundercat and Flying Lotus. Now this is kind of old, but they made an album. Well, it's Flying Lotus's album, but it's when he started hooking up with Thundercat. It's called Cosmogramma. Trust me, Cosmogramma is the soundtrack or the score to the best indie sci-fi movie you've never seen.
Okay.
Like, Cosmogramma is on point. Even though Los Angeles might be my favorite Flalo album, but Cosmogramma is, because him and Thundercat first started linking up, some hotness in it. But on the prosthetic side, I have to go with you. I was thinking, yeah, this gotta, like, when I saw it at first, it kind of caught me off, but then I was like, well, no, our most important villain of the whole series, and maybe of kind of like all popular culture, is an amputee. Like, his whole, like, what, chest or waist down is fake. Like, all of it is, well, I mean, not fake, but it's just
He's
robot.
more machine than man now.
Yeah. And
I can't be with you on that all of pop culture because Dr. Doom still exists. So, you know, as
yeah,
within-
but I would
McMahon did Dr. Doom real dirty. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry.
I would make an argument that more people know Vader than Doom. In general, I would make an argument that more people, like, now, of course, if you want to talk about MF Doom, that's a whole nother story, of course. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the man with a slow chrome hand, but, you know, but I was like, oh yeah, they like do this all the time. There's like, Vader is like more robot. You got people with, you know, prosthetic hands, limbs. Like, this is just normal. It's kind of like, oh, my leg fell off. All right, well, you know, that sucks, but let me go in and get a new calf or something like that. You just do it.
You know who had one? Owen Lars's dad had a metal leg after the Tuscans raided the farm. He had a metal leg. It just wasn't working too well, so he was putting it around on the little scooter.
yeah.
So yeah, when you see all these modded people, you know that it's kind of like and not a one-to-one comparison, but kind of like the tattoo world. You got people that get, like, you know, one tattoo, people that might have two, but then you got people that got like a whole sleeve, like, you know, like their whole leg is. So you might have people that's like, hey man, I broke my finger got messed up and I was working in the factory, so I got a new finger or I got a new hand. But then you got people that's like, shoot, yo, I want brand new legs so I can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So.
I'm glad you brought that up because his workshop did very much have the aesthetic of a tattoo parlor, like very much so. And I'm like, oh yeah, cybernetic augmentation and stuff like that. Oh, this is a medical place because Star Wars has always ridden that line on this subject. And I understand why they never really looked into the implications of, like, we got a world that's prejudiced against droids, right? But then we can get really close to that cyberpunk Ghost in the Shell thing of, you know, the body of Theseus at this point. Like, you know, at what point are you no longer human? Are you still you? You know? Or
Battlestar Galactica, the new one, when she says, at the beginning of the show, like the first episode, she said something like, are you human? And he was like, yeah. She was like, prove it. And like, you know,
Let me introduce you to this tragedy of Baylor Valance, a bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe who was in the old continuity, who's been recanonized in the new. He was an Imperial pilot. He was gung-ho about the Empire, loved the Empire, went hard for it. In a mission, got blown up.
Got a Red Hats and make the Empire great again. I get it. Yeah.
Got a lot of his parts replaced with metal parts and made him into mostly a cyborg. And they said, oh, you're not fit for Imperial service no more. You're out. And just booted him out. And he became a bitter bounty hunter who had a blaster in his hand. His hand could shoot you in the face like Eldritch Blast. It was amazing. So the issues that you're talking about, those issues are very deeply enmeshed in the character of Baylor Valance, and examining, am I human? The prejudices people have against droids somehow apply to him as well? He has all kinds of stuff, but when worse comes to worse, he's like, really? You can talk to the hand. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, hands up, and I put that one over there. Don't be, put your hand like this, and put your hands, hey, I saw what happened to the Rhodian. You know what I'm saying? The thing about droids in Star Wars, I never got in my mind. It'd be great to be like, yo, R2, can you go change the oil? And he'd be like, all right, cool. You'd be like, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, having an astromech or having a droid help out would be awesome. And maybe I always thought that'd be cool. I mean, imagine you ain't gotta go to the shop no more. Cause you got a droid that can do it, just download the car schematics. They're like, yo, man, my power windows ain't working no more. And R2 be like, oh man, I got that. And like, take out the little thing like,
and the
be like, oh shit, my window again.
And the mechanic shop in your town just fired 5 people. I mean, the prejudice against droids was always based on the regular economic standard of bitterness against mechanization. I mean, that's always been a thing.
True.
And remember, the only reason any of us have a job is because it hasn't been mechanized yet. So
yeah. But at the same time, as someone,
Star Wars opinion.
Also, as someone who has, who does meal prep, and I'm sure people out there know meal prep can be your whole day. But wouldn't you just like to be like, hey, R18 or R6 or something, going to do the meal prep, and they be like, all right, click it, just like your boy in this episode, be like, pop, got all your little Ziplocs and your little Tupperware all in the fridge, everything perfect. Just gotta wake up, pull out there, and you're good. So,
truth, it is a discussion to be had. Alexa, I don't want to have that discussion. But yeah.
There is also, however, the problem with this, because we have been shown firsthand, including the fact that Boba Fett's Major Domo droid is the same droid that tortured that power droid in Return of the Jedi. He's the same one.
Yeah.
He and we've now recognized droids can feel pain. Droids can feel sorrow. Droids can
Which
feel
is
loss.
the most messed up design protocol I have ever seen.
Each droid has a measure of sentience. They have a measure of self-awareness, self-preservation, and self-understanding. So forcing an entire species into servitude that way, as the Empire did with the Wookiees in the labor that they did on the Death Star and so on and so forth, has enormous implications in terms of philosophy, in terms of morality. There's a lot of ways to look at that like, wait a minute, is this really messed up? And the most messed up part about that, always to me, is going back to L3. That she so wanted the liberation of droids and ended up trapped in the hyperdrive of the Falcon.
Mm-hmm. Well,
or
that better have implications to this particular panel for reasons that are far too obvious.
Yes, because you could be someone that's like, yo, man, look, I understand. Like this is like a droid situation where, like, they're not. It's more of a kind of come and go like R2 and C-3PO, but someone else might be treating their droids differently, and
I don't want to survive. I want to beep, boop, beep.
Yeah. So. and or what if you're like, hey, you're hanging out with your droid, just kicking it, going on a ride, and watching a movie, and somebody's like, I hate droids. It's like, all right, well, just remember they were in Mos Eisley. I don't like your friend. I'm sorry. I don't like him neither. Apologies. I don't know what to.
Rule America.
Take it easy.
Never forget your senior prom.
It's like,
oh my.
I don't know what to do with that. You don't like me. I'm sorry. I don't know what else.
I know what to do with it. It's called the Black K method. That's what you do with it.
Yo, man.
You don't like me? How about you like me with one less arm? How about that?
Yeah, depending on the state you're in, somebody will curtail that if they look on your waist. Because I will say, when I went back to Virginia and I just saw people just walking around with the thing on the hip, I was like, oh, I forgot where we at. I forgot. We in VA, it's cool. I bet you ain't nobody gonna run up on her because she gonna be like, stop. And when I say stop, it's gonna be a little more forceful. like, so
A little bit
it's
more.
I don't
power
like you.
behind that
You don't like
stop,
what?
One might say.
Like, it's like you don't like what? Oh, I understand. I apologize. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because Obi-Wan had to pull out the lightsaber to get some respect. You ain't got. Come on, man. Like,
That's what tattooing is. It's all about dominance. It's like, oh, you ain't ready to blast? You about to get lost. Ask that couple that was in that bar that got messed up by the swoop gang.
Yeah, honestly, at first I'd be like, yo, why you living in Tatooine? But I get it. It's like those older people and those older couples that still live in the hood. They're like, yo, this is where I'm from. I love this place. Yes, it's changed over the years, but this is my home. You know what I'm saying?
And
I love this area.
Yeah, and
But
not to mention a lot of people live on Tatooine because they don't have access to living elsewhere.
Yeah, they can't go. They can't go to the inner rim.
Yeah, exactly. That Power Ranger biker gang would have so much more fun on Coruscant, but nope, they stuck on Tatooine.
Let's get really real. You're paying like twice what you would pay for mortgage, so you can afford mortgage somewhere, but you can't get that loan because they're gonna make sure you don't get it. Because when you walk up in the bank, they see your face. They're like, you ain't gonna get this loan. So now you technically could leave, but you stuck. So now you like, man, we here with these bikers and these killers and stuff, and I just wanna live. What was it?
We had to get all real up in here, didn't we?
All right, this is my last reference. Mos Def has a song. I'm trying to remember. I think he's talking about. I think it's the Beef song. But anyway, he says, Yasin Bey. Sorry, excuse me, because his name is Yasin Bey now. But what do you say? And all your little kids is doing is getting bigger. You're trying not to raise them around these wild people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's true. It's like, yo, man, look, I love this place. I grew up here, but this place is not the same way it was. And I gotta go, but you stuck. So now you stuck in Tatooine. You still want to go take your lady out to a little drink, but here come the bikers. Like,
some people love Tatooine, but most people are stuck on Tatooine, which Luke emphasized by the fact he was willing to sell himself into Imperial service to get away.
Yeah,
you're right.
Because a transport to the mid-rim is expensive. You're trying to go to the inner rim or the core world, bam. There were people on the street robbing somebody for water because the water was too expensive. They definitely can't afford a flight anywhere else.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean that's Then you got that one bar where people come in singing the Imperial anthem, and then somebody else got to stand up and start singing the Tatooine anthem, and the piano player sitting up in the back, and there's a complicated love story. I mean, it's terrible all the way across the board.
Is the Tatooine anthem just the sound of people dying? Is that just what it is?
Or people coming in singing that Imperial anthem, and you're like, man, let me go in and leave. Like that clip that came out a week or so ago, with those guys that went up in that Starbucks in Times Square singing, saying USA, USA. Now look, USA is cool, all right? And if the Olympics is going on, hey, shout USA. But when you get a bunch of them rowdy boys, you know what I'm talking about, and they start screaming USA, go on and leave. I told my lady, I was like, if we were there, I'd have been like, can we leave, please? You know what? Let me pay for my food downstairs. We going to go now. Because it's like 10, 15 of them, and they screaming USA, and I know what comes next. So like, before y'all get too hyped, y'all get excited, let's go on and go. Y'all about to, just like them Imperial, be like, yeah, the Empire, ha ha. Be like, nope, I'm out. Let me go and leave.
Well, look at the time. Yeah,
I gotta eating our food. Don't worry, we got McDonald's at home.
We'll get takeout. Let's go. Then you see on the news, an unpleasant fellow came into the club shouting USA. So yeah, that was. If y'all didn't get that private joke, subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos.
Yes. And so, one thing I like about this is not only do things like the cybernetics open up this world a lot, meaning Tatooine, but it has me it has me believe it. For sure. I think for sure we're gonna get some water back on Tatooine by the end of this. Somehow. I don't think we're gonna have like the flowing oceans. Just go with
Please
it.
do not tell me you're likening Boba to the Quitsat Satarak.
Look, what I'm saying is, I think between all the fighting and the pikes and all this stuff, I think we're gonna find a water source that we just didn't know about, because we're getting real deep into Tatooine, what Tatooine's like, and I'm thinking back to all the times they've referenced water on this planet. I think we're gonna get it, like not an ocean, but I think we're gonna get like a pond or something, like a little stream.
That's the case. I'm washing my hands. Okay, I'm done.
You know what would happen if a lake appeared somewhere on Tatooine?
Civil war.
Warfare.
Yeah.
Would go to guns. Everybody would be after it because it would be one thing that everybody needs. Here's the thing about Star Wars, and here's what I really appreciate now that I've seen the entire span of all the sequels and whatnot, is that Star Wars makes clear that one thing: things don't ever get better. From the High Republic down to the end, the fall of the Republic, through the Imperial period, through the sequel, there's one consistent thing: things have gotten drastically worse for everybody, unless you are the very, very few privileged on Canto Bight. They're the only ones who never experience any change for the negative. For everybody else, there is no getting better. It's like this all the time or worse.
You know,
So,
I think that's one of the
Tatooine is
reasons
never
I
gonna
wasn't
be-
able to get into it. Because I've seen that all the way across the board. It's like it's very much reflective of the cynical outlook of modern American life.
You mean Earth? Yeah, the news. I've seen it.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's the world outside my window, just with pew pew lasers instead of brop brop bullets. So
and telekinesis. Don't forget the Wookiee.
telekinesis.
You say that as though telekinesis doesn't exist. Oh wait, sorry, wrong show, my bad. So yeah, I guess, I mean, it's there. I feel it. I get it. Like I said, I like the crime drama. I really do like the crime drama. And I like watching Boba Fett's meteoric rise to power. Okay. I really like that this character is being fleshed out with a brain. And that warms my heart,
Okay.
Because again, like I said, I am the least intense warhead of anybody you ever have on these shows. Like I said, it was Hannibal's point right there. Like, yeah, right there, man. Yeah, his point right there is one of the reasons I didn't really get into Star Wars that much, because I didn't want to see stuff reflective of things that I don't like in the hood with no hope. I mean, that was.
But they
the whole
always
thing.
start off their stories with like, after 100-year period of greatness. It's like, hold on, wait. Don't worry about that. You ain't getting that. What you about to
exactly.
Here's the thing, because they are showing that if you're reading the High Republic shows the Republic at its greatest period of peace and tranquility, and the rebels are the Jedi are getting their butts handed to them by the Nihil, whose literally only advantage is checks notes. They have better hyperdrive. What? So for me, what I appreciate about Star Wars is exactly the problem that Solar has is exactly my thing. And it's something that as a Black person, I have had to definitely enjoy, that it is always going to look bad, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't fight. It's always going to look bad, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't hope for better. It's always going to look bad, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't shove it in the face of that swoop gang or the Empire or the Hutts or whoever the frick is coming in your face. You blast first, ask questions last, and let the Force sort it out.
See, we're different type of Black men.
I got you. I
was exhausted at that by the time I was in the 6th grade. I was just exhausted. It was like, look at all this, but you still fight. Why? What's the point of every victory is just going to lead to another conflict. I'm tired. And this is one of the things.
You're DJ in The Last Jedi right now. You're giving DJ in The Last Jedi. Don't join. It doesn't matter. All of it doesn't matter. Whereas me, yes, your anger gives you focus, makes you powerful. And I've lived that way since I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
You gotta,
so I'm just
you gotta
like,
let the
yeah,
past die.
I'm going to look for the Federation. I myself would like to go to Ryza and just be there. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Just head on down to Ryza, get some tea, have my little statue that everybody knows what it means, and call it a day. You know, because
green beam arcing through the sky to blow up Ryza and all of its moons.
And
because
if I'm on Ryza at the time, I'm cool. But I'm tired of the fight that never ends. And that's the thing. These generational battles.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm built for it.
Well,
It's
have
like-
fun with that. You know,
You gotta- it's
I
one of
don't
those
want to
things
see
where,
it reflected in my escapism. Is the thing. Like I'm in them streets doing those fights every day, trying to awaken people's minds and do all that stuff. So I don't want my off time to be reflective of the lifestyle that I'm trying to change. But again,
Aren't you also the game master that has us doing human trafficking and everything? Isn't that also you?
No. I don't have you doing human trafficking.
I'm sorry.
yes, you
Eldori
do.
Trafficking. Thank you.
Thank you. These are not humans.
Sorry, Eldori traffic.
They are various alien species and
Mike and Eldori?
and artificial
Mike and Eldori?
intelligence.
You're trafficking my people.
And hey, I'm just putting the option out there. You're the one that's going, yeah, let me take the next child to the next planet. Oh, let me do this. Oh, yeah, we need to sell this to a corporation for some reason. I'm all down. I'm only putting the opportunity there. The moral choices are yours.
Okay, from now
my
on,
character.
next game, we're going to say no to everything. Like, hey, man, you want to do this? Nope.
I've
nope.
been
We're
different
gonna
from
sell
most
this
of the
shit.
games.
My character in your game is like the operative in Firefly. Make no mistake, I'm a monster.
Yeah.
I have no confusion about what I'm doing, but it must be done.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm always going out there saying, hey, you guys have the chance to be the good guys. You guys can inspire change, and you are. It's just not changing the direction that I thought. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're changing things for the worst. Okay. But this is fiction, so it's a thing. But yeah, and that's the thing. Since I'm out there in the streets trying to inspire people to be better, do better, and all that stuff so that the fight can end, I'm not into fiction where the fight doesn't. You know, I go into fiction to get a break, to be like, yeah, this is nice. I'd like to do something different. It's the same reason I didn't like gangster movies like Boys in the Hood and stuff when I was growing up, because that was outside my window. I'm not paying money to look at what I can see for free. It's why I don't like post-apocalyptic fiction. It's like, wow, a whole bunch of people scavenging for resources while bigger and stronger people pull out their guns and take it from them. Boy, that Spielberg is something else. No, sorry, it's not my bag.
I'm sorry you didn't like West Side Story. Story.
hey, it's a thing. You know, so, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, I ain't a total sellout. It's just a matter of...
a total sellout.
You know, I've been called that many times, you know, but, you know, I can watch Shaft, I can watch Superfly and all that stuff because it's about doing better, but not we're fighting to maintain this normal, or we're fighting to do better and there's no hope. I'm sorry, man, I can't get behind that. And the hope is we'll keep fighting. And one day, and it's like, dude, it's been 10,000 years. This ain't working. The fighting thing ain't working. Like, you know,
Maybe
my scientific background is too deep.
Maybe you gotta do something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You gotta fight differently. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe try something else. Maybe try diplomacy. Maybe try something elsewhere. And I get it. I get the monolithic force that brings the violence to the people that are just trying to chill. I get it. I understand it. I see it as a very important part of fiction. I see it as a reflection of the world that we're living, because sometimes a Shaolin must fight.
Yeah, well, all I know is Star Wars throughout my entire life, despite its arc towards awfulness and horror, has always given me the tools to communicate with people as metaphors. You know, that even through the fact that he was living in a crappy mud hut, I was able to communicate to my daughter, luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. I was able to communicate these ideas in a specific metaphor that then connected with things that they were seeing. When you work, and that's really what Joseph Campbell wrote about with the power of myth. Mm-hmm. We are looking at myths to use them to apply them in our real lives in means to accomplish things.
I completely understand.
From my standpoint, given that my mother was a Panther, and all of those people are dead horribly for the most part, and that before them was Malcolm, before them was the Black Star Line, before them was Martin Delaney, before them was so on and so forth. All those people who seem to have died horribly, but still accomplished. It is a generational, decades-long, centuries-long struggle. So for there, I'll take a word from Homeland. The dude said, where Kerry Matheson said, "We'll do whatever it takes." He's like, really? You, with your organic foods and your pension plans? If it takes 100 years, 300 years, 500 years, we will exterminate you. Like,
yeah, okay, honestly.
How many? Okay, got it. Got it. I'm with you. Got it. Go ahead.
I'm not saying you're incorrect. What I'm saying is I look at stuff in a different manner. And yes, those tools are there. And Joseph Campbell with The Power of Myth, he did say we are looking at myths. We're seeing these metaphors. And I'm not saying that Star Wars doesn't have anything good. I'm watching this show with y'all. I'm enjoying this stuff with y'all. That does not mean that there are aspects of it that don't make me, what's the term I'm looking for? Sigh belaboredly,
Yeah, I'm not mad at your perspective. I'm just saying it's not mine. I have a drastic different perspective.
I don't want it to be yours, man. You, I'm me. We're living the whole thing. And that's what makes us beautiful as a species, let alone as a subculture. That diversity of thinking, But yeah, right. So I mean, that's just that's where I am. And don't get me wrong, I do like watching people be horrible to each other on levels that I'm not familiar with. This is one of, when I say levels.
So you like Eli Roth films?
No. No.
You should read my novel then. My novel's got some wild stuff in it.
Now, if you guys notice, I'm always talking about Godfather, Game of Thrones, JFK. These are powerful people being horrible to each other. But even then, I got my limits, okay? I still don't watch Succession with Glee. I'm just like, wow, a whole bunch of
having a Glee crossover?
Huh?
Oh,
a crossover with Glee?
If they did, you would have the definition of not worth Solar's time.
Oh, man. All right. Speaking of that, we are at time, everyone. I know. Look, we could do this all day, like Captain America, but you know what I'm saying? These young gentlemen got things to do. I'm going to throw it off to Hannibal first. Final thoughts on the Gathering Storm, and where can they find you?
My final thoughts is that there's a great reluctance with Boba Fett to return to his origin, to go back to the work that he did, the work that his father did in the service of the tyranny of evil men, as it were. And as such, he's trying to provoke, but he keeps trying to get out the game, but they keep pulling him back. And I do believe that we will see disintegration. I do believe that we will see suffering. We will see. It's like, all right, if this is what you Mickey Fickies really want, let's do this. We got Black K, we got the Mod Squad, we got Finnick on Overwatch with their sniper rifle. Let's do some freaking business. And I'm really excited to see it happen because one, I enjoy that sort of thing, and two, that it is difficult. He is a clone of a warrior. He was not made the clone of a chef or the clone of a poet. He has certain
clone of a politician.
Predilections. He has certain predilections that are necessary for who he is and where he's from. The universe has never not been a state of war for him. So he essentially has to be true to that nature. And I, for one, appreciate him trying to do it a different and more disciplined way, but appreciating the realities of the ground that he has to deal with.
Okay. And where can people find you?
I can be found weekly on the iHeartRadio podcast, Nerdorama with Mo and Tawala. My reviews, The Buy Pile, are also on YouTube and on Clubhouse. Most Fridays. We weren't able to do it the last Friday. We also have reviews on bleedingcool.com, where I'm the head comics reviewer. You can also find False Flags for free. You can go read a whole bunch of my free stuff on operative.net. There's tons of free stuff that I'm offering you. I'm waiting on the artist for Time Core number 17 from Wonderman Comics. And Project Wildfire hopefully should be in stores in May 2022. Thank you.
All right. That's what's up. And Solar, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. This was a very good preparation episode. This is, I'm not gonna say the quiet before the storm, but this is this is that part in a war novel when the general gathers everyone just before the heroic speech. And I really, really appreciate that the flashbacks have pretty much caught up with the regular thing, although the flashbacks are really interesting. And as much as I get writers having to fit in exposition in new and interesting ways for media savvy audiences,
Okay.
I'm a little old, so I'm like, you just could have played this as all right, never mind. And I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I have both a very eager yet trepidatious prediction because everything Hannibal said was on point. We got the muscle, we got Overwatch, we got the gang of specialists. What I am dreading yet eager to see are the Tusken foot soldiers. Because when it comes to war, you need all those things. Okay. I mean, even the leader is air support. So we already know all that. So all the pieces for this battle that's coming in, except for foot soldiers. And I'm like, he was a Tusken. So we got all that stuff going and he can probably build up the support of the other tribes since he's technically one of them. So that's a thing coming. But what I'm truly hoping for is less of a focus of, and I know it's not going to happen because this is an action show, but I'm really hoping that we have fewer young men fighting and very powerful people talking, so I'm, because I like the negotiations. I like I know you're going to backstab me, and you know that I know that you're going to backstab me. Now you know that I know that you know that I know that you're going to backstab me. So we go into that whole dynamic. I'm still dreading that this show is setting up for season 2, because I think this show would be fantastic as a singular season, just so that we can see his meteoric rise to the head of Tatooine and maybe have the Mandalorian come to him later for help with something on a larger scale. But the fact that I can say all this means that this show is very well done. It's very well done. And this episode I thought was a very well put together preparation episode. I think it was slowed down a little because I'm like, why didn't you just hire Black K when you let him go? Why did it take a whole episode before he went to him saying, oh, by the way, you need a job? I'm like, you could have waited on that, but there might be some subtext that I'm not seeing. So yeah, all in all, I think this was a very decent episode. Not the greatest so far, but definitely not the worst. This was a solid chunk, like season 2 of Walking Dead. This was very important for setup for future stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, season 2 of Walking Dead. Oh boy. All
important, right. But not liked.
Especially when in the first episode, I was like, yo, Rick, you're gonna have to kill your boy. Like the first episode, I'm like, yo, man, he gonna have to go. I was like, yeah. I feel like I was Finnick in this one, in that show, like, yo, man, look, you probably don't want to, but he gotta go.
Eventually on this show, we're gonna have to talk about Finnick because I think that she is one of the best written characters in the Star Wars universe so far.
I want to say it's interesting you mentioned that because his father had Zam Wessel. And Finnick visually shares a lot of things with the slit in the helmet and so on. So there's a lot of visual similarities to Zam Wessel, but Finnick Shan is a drastic upgrade in terms of quality. Even though the changeling ability of Zam Wessel was cute, she's a drastic upgrade in terms of quality and truthfully in terms of competency and loyalty. That her loyalty has been earned and she's got a greater capacity for greatness than Zam Wessel ever had.
Properly placed cynicism.
It was an interesting parallel it's an interesting parallel. But the parallels between him and his father always interest me a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So, I guess I'd say I'm happy. This episode, I knew this was like a setup episode when I saw the title of the episode. But for setup episodes, I don't feel like unhappy. Like most setup episodes, I'm like, dang, I'd really just like to go in and get the meal. Like you're giving me the Caesar salad. I really just want the meal. But in this case, we got a nice little helping of some appetizers here, where we got the dead guy in the club. We got to see Phoenix Shan changing over to her cybernetic side. We got to see the dinner scene. So we got some good pieces of action in here, and
we killed the swoop gang.
Yeah, so handling that all comes together where it's like, oh, cool. We got to see not only the fire spray in action, but
yeah,
I don't know. You know what? I'm not gonna go. We talked about this the other night. Just guys,
I think it's a well
people that are saying it's not a big deal are making it a big deal that the name is different. But anyway, the fire spray.
Although that was a very cathartic scene with the. It reminded me of taking trips with my family where it's like, can you give me a ride to work? Yeah, but I got to make a quick stop real quick. I just got to go do
Definitely no
this
road trips with you. No road trips with you then.
No, with my
that's
family.
What y'all doing.
With my family, not me.
Your family rolled out to murk people that way? No, I ain't rolling with y'all.
We can talk.
He didn't even get out of the ship. He said, I'm not even going to respect y'all enough to get out of the ship and put foot on ground. No.
Why would you?
I'm just going to roll up behind y'all. I'm not even going to be like, remember me? No, none of that.
No.
I'm going to just roll up and be like, pop.
Let's see.
Goodbye.
Swooper gang. Look at me in my turban and my all black robes. Look at all this stuff I can do with my sword. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Now we gonna have a sword fight, right, Dr. Jones? No.
No.
But it's also another parallel. Remember the first thing Boba did when there was a fight on Geonosis? He was like, "Oh, you know what I got? I got one of these. Blam, 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 blam. It's the same ship. It's the same guns. He's happy to go to him."
Yeah, you're right. It is the same ship. That ship is. Woo. It can use a tune-up. But
yeah.
I'll do the maintenance myself.
Yeah, I'll do it myself. It's like, I didn't know you were also a mechanic, but we'll let it slide.
It's old-timey gearhead, man. You're not a mechanic. You just know how to fix your car.
And then of course the Sarlacc. We all said goodbye to the Sarlacc.
You know what? I was happy about that because it killed the CGI mouth. At the end of the death of the Sarlacc, I'm like, there's the Sarlacc I grew up with. Just a hole with some spikes in it. I'm good with that. The tentacles were cool and everything, but I'm like, I liked the mystery. I liked the other stuff that was down there,
So
we shouldn't show the picture that we got in the chat with the roots of the Sarlacc.
Oh yeah, where they were like, they don't know whether it's sentient or it's a plant that nobody can really. I
didn't mind all that. What I minded was with the special editions, it had a puppet mouth coming up going ngang, 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 like the thing on the asteroid from Empire. I'm like, let the Sarlacc be. Just let it be.
Hey, look, it's been around a long time. It's finally met its end, but it does go to show that, Tatooine is just dangerous, yo. It is. There's way too many stuff that just likes to eat things. Like, I don't like the desert on Earth because when I think of the desert, all I can think of is coyotes, snakes, scorpions. That's all I can think of. All right? That's all I can think of. Well, oh yeah. Rabbit, maybe some field mice. They got to eat something. But out in there, Tatooine, it's not even scorpions. It's like big old 4-armed like reptile men thingies. Look, it's too
I like
much.
the fact that it has a hole that will eat you. It's just a hole.
Yeah, it's just a
You
regular.
know?
It's like, hey, is that a plant? It's like a I don't know,
and
like
the, and the teeth
fly
gave
trap?
a false hope, which is like, if I go down there, I might be able to climb out. So all I'm thinking about are Tatooine and preteens going, no, I can totally get out of that pit. You know, that's just, you know, where I'm sitting with that.
Okay, because I've been young before, there's some Tatooinean preteens that were like, I bet you can't walk all the way around the edge without falling in. And there have been some kids that died over that. I almost guarantee you.
And Tatooinean parents going, so you tried to walk around the Sarlacc pit, huh?
Like,
Where's
That's what
Rob?
happened to Bubba when I was in high school. I know.
Yeah. I ever tell you about my friend Mark? He wasn't my friend very long. We met in the 8th grade, you know?
Anyway, with that said, guys, we out. Thank y'all all for coming. Clever Little Vixen, Geeky Andre, Antoine Allen, Eon 001. Who else? We had Deonta R. You know what I'm saying? And I think that might be it. And whoever was getting a lurk on. So, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places, hit that thumbs up. If you like what you see, hit it down. They don't show it no more. I don't know why. They just like, look, we don't want to show all the people that don't be liking your stuff no more. And got
The popular
listeners.
YouTubers needed help with their self-esteem.
Ooh, man. Okay, I'm gonna drop this because I said it on Facebook before. If every social media service went through and deleted every fake account, we probably need suicide nets. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. Because there's a whole lot of people out here, you be seeing 1 million on their account.
Hell, every live stream
I'm gonna just leave
every
y'all.
live stream I do, I get a bot saying, you want to buy followers and subscribers? No, I don't. Call me old fashioned. I want actual people to see and like my stuff.
Just telling you, yo, it's probably not a good look. But anyway, Spotify for listening, getting your music on, and we're gonna leave y'all with Architron, PL Parker Lewis. We got some dope joints. And from here to next week, we got all kinds of cool content. Don't sleep on Hannibal, links in below. Back in the deck, Solar Gray, links below. Until next time, peace. And we got some gaming later. Yeah, in like an hour or so. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about Frost, gaming, sexism, and Dragon Ball Fighters. So, y'all stay real. Peace.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I would label the drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Parker Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.